that trusteth in man. That's what we're witnessing actually the last few years. A lot of these brothers and sisters, considering what's happening in the country, still trust in the system. Sad, so sad. But to my surprise, a lot of brothers and sisters are waking up too, man. A lot of brothers and sisters, they're waking up. And that's a beautiful thing. And I think people at some point will have no choice but to turn to the Bible. I think the line between good and evil is going to get so thin that you'll either have to be a straight up devil to get by in the system, meaning you will willingly want to be evil, or you will willingly want to serve the Most High. So what I see, the Lord, He's going to turn up the heat, and as He does so, people are going to have to make a decision. I see it every day in the faces and in the different walks of brothers and sisters in my travels. But, I'm just a man. Maybe I'm wrong. I do see the situation in Iran that's amping up. And like I said 2 days ago, when you hungry and you see family members and people close to you put down or put to death, that's a whole different thing. Now, what most Americans are focusing on is ground troops in Iran, meaning boots on the ground. They don't want that. And I was listening to Bill O'Reilly today, and he made an excellent point. Once dead bodies, American dead bodies, start bleeding on Iraqi soil, that's going to be a very serious turn of events. That's going to turn things around. But we'll see if it gets to that. I know that Trump doesn't want that. But again, my position. I don't believe that Trump is calling the shots. I believe that a lot of this is manufactured. I believe it's for power and oil. I believe it's a money grab and an oil grab, that America has no choice but to grab up what she can grab up, as well as Israel, before Russia grabs it up or before China grabs it up. Again, China had a lot of business investments in Venezuela, and America got in the way of that. So let's see how this plays out. But I found this video. I found this very interesting. I had to delete yesterday's video. Most have bad connections as well. But Ethernet cable, hopefully, that will be okay. But what's strange is that I'm getting lost connection signals while the video is streaming, but my CPU levels is only at 20%. So that's the strangest thing. But first things first, Jasmine Crockett, she's out. Remember Jasmine Crockett? She's the first casualty of war. She ran her mouth on America's racism for so long, and she talked so much crap over the years, and now she's gotten the boot. She's officially unemployed, as well as a couple of Democrats. But I saw that in the news. I didn't believe it. I thought it was a joke. But in Texas, voter turnout is very low among Black people, especially in her district. But it's the lowest in the country. It's the lowest in the country. I did not know that. So apparently she's out. she's out, and it's a wrap. They still gonna go after AOC Cortez in New York City. Seems like they're gonna go after her eventually, but yeah, she's out. But I bring this up to show that curse be the man that trusteth a man. You can't trust in politics. You can't trust in the system. You can't trust even in brothers and sisters who will try to persuade you to get involved in politics. Like politics is going to make a big change. That's a goddamn lie. That's a goddamn lie. You've been voting for decades in this country, decades, and you still have a SHIT life as black people in this country or Hispanics. You still have a crappy life in America. So I don't see any major advances that voting has done for you in the last 60 years. Now, I know you're going to say, well, voting, we can do this. And Barack Obama, he was the first black president. You sound stupid. You sound stupid because Barack Obama did more for the Fruity Tooties than he did for black people. Barack did more for the Sugarfoots than he did for black people. Prove me wrong. Or if he did anything for black people, it sure has not put you in a position where you can beat the curses or you can compete. Or you can compete with other nationalities. You're not in that position. Look what my Lord said here. Look what it says in your book. In your book, it says, that's what the first verse, it says, praise ye the Lord, praise the Lord, O my soul. While I live, I will praise the Lord. I will sing praises unto my God while I have any being. Third verse, put not your trust in princes, nor the Son of Man, in whom there is no help. You see that? In whom there is no help. There is no help in politics. There's no help in man. Who created politics? You follow me? But you got the idiots out there that will try to convince you, they will try to persuade you that there's much power in voting, there's much power in politics, there's much power in being a Democrat or a Republican. But look at all these black cities that for decades or for over 30 and 40 and 50 plus years that have been ran by black Democrats, black mayors, black this, black police commissioners, black fire chiefs. Look at these cities and look how they have failed black people. So you had Crockett, you got Elon, this African woman, so-called. He's a sweetie boy himself. He's a sweetie boy himself, Obama. Obama ain't do a goddamn thing for you. You understand? They all are thieves like the white man. What Jasmine Crockett is, and a lot of these black women and black men who are into politics or might be a news anchor, these are chocolate-covered bunny rabbits. Chocolate-covered bunny rabbits that's not going to do a goddamn thing for you. This is why the Lord said, put not your trust in the Son of Man or in princes or in kings. Today, your princes and your kings are in the Senate. Today, your princes and kings, they're vice presidents and presidents, and they're not going to save the day. So I applaud the Most High. I hope he keeps that war going. I hope America is exposed. And I hope the Most High puts the spirit on America's enemies to fulfill the judgment of the Most High. I could be more specific, but I got to chill out because YouTube is Definitely slowing down the algorithms, throwing me back in the corner again. But I hope the Most High does what He does, because America was established on blood and war. Same thing in Israel. Everywhere this man goes, he brings death and destruction, and it's not going to stop. To the Most High, in this chapter, He's just trying to get you to recognize that man is just man, and the Most High is the creator of man, and the Most High, He runs the show. 4 verse says, His breath goeth forth, He returneth to the earth, and in that very day His thoughts perish, meaning man dies. Man dies, and man can do nothing above the Most High but die. Over 1,000 Iranians have been put to death already. Look, just that quick, in a few days. In a few days, over 1,000 Iranians have been put to death. I think as far as the American side, you have 4 soldiers, maybe 6 by now, that have been killed. And I keep telling you, we go back and forth with brothers in the faith. The beast cannot be overthrown unless the Most High sanctions it. I'm going to keep saying it. I'm going to keep laughing at you too. They really think that Iran is going to pull this out. And I argue with brothers. Some time ago, they was trying to convince me that the Palestinians on the Gaza Strip was going to win that war. The only way the people in Palestine, or the Gaza Strip rather, could have won that war is if the sympathizers of America, the UK, the EU would have cried out and supported them. But that wasn't going to happen, because the so-called small hats, the so-called JEW people, they run the show. Trump is in the pocket of the JEW people, in the same way the new mayor of New York flipped on his supporters, the people who put him in office. The same thing is happening with Trump now. He's showing the world that the so-called JEW is making Trump look like a regular flunky follower like past presidents. In other words, the other presidents of the United States, they were slaves to the JEW small hats. And Trump is the same way. He's just a bit different, or actually a lot different than past presidents. Like I said, he will go down as the greatest devil on earth as far as the presidency of the United States. Yes, he will. As bad as they want him to fail, he's going to succeed in all his wicked endeavors. He's flipped the script. No president has done it like Trump. None. I saw a video where they said there's no way he's going to win. There's no way he's going to be president. They were laughing. And probably the Rothschild family said, nope, we're going to put him in. Probably the DuPonts and the Gettys, the Rockefeller said, he's good for business. Put him in. And look what's happening now. Look how things are playing out now. You can't deny it. You cannot deny it. Iran said they bodied 800 U.S. troops. I don't know about that. I would have to see the numbers and facts on that. A lot of stuff going around. But I will implore brothers and sisters to do their research. Do your research, because you got brothers out there, they want the kingdom of heaven so bad. They will accept anything or believe anything or push anything. So do your research, because you're going to need a lot of it, because this is going to be a hot summer, man. This is going to be a hot summer. And it's going to be a very interesting ride. I tell brothers and sisters to ride with wisdom. Don't trust no brothers either, man. Don't trust no brothers. Even in the Apocrypha, it says out of 1,000 counselors have how many? Have but one. Out of 1,000 advisors and spiritual counselors, have but one. Because too many cooks mess up a meal, man. One brother will say this. Another brother will say it's the Illuminati. Another brother will say, no, it's Trump. Another brother will say it's the Clintons. Another brother will say it's A, B, and C. Another brother will say it's the Israelites. Another brother will say this doctrine and that doctrine. See, this is how I see it. See, we're getting hit too. As bad as America is doing, and as bad as the economy is doing, some say it's not that bad, some say it's bad. Israel, as a people, we're getting hit too. People can try to deny it, but that's part of the curses the Most High put on us, that we would be hit too. And there's no doubt about it. I mean, I was having a back and forth with a brother now. The doctrines are at an all-time weirdo high now. Weirdo Israelites, New Age weirdo Israelites exist now. So you got to be very, very careful in who you associate with and what you take in to your spirit. Because I'm telling you, man, these are different times now. These are very, very different times, and anybody can get the smoke. The Spirit has shown me that it don't matter how long a person has been in this truth. It doesn't matter how tall you are. It don't matter how many scriptures you can break down. If you are not sincere in the Spirit of the Most High, if you are not right in the Spirit of the Most High will blind you and have you following doctrines that don't relate to what the scriptures are talking about. And you will be a spiritual casualty of war. So I'm learning, man. I'm learning, and I've been in this for a minute, and I'm learning that it don't matter how long you've been in this, man. Does not matter. If you are not right, the Most High will deal with you a certain way. That's the truth. So be very careful as far as what you take into your spirit, because this is war. This is war. And because it's war, you got to be a soldier, man. You got to soldier up. Bottom line, you got to soldier up, and you got to soldier up the right way. There's no shame in dealing in the Most High and focusing on the Most High the right way and moving slower than other brothers. There's no shame in that. That when you try to be more than you need to be, or you become pretentious, you want to be this holy man so bad, and you want to shine and show what you know, and you run erratically, then that's when you have problems. That's when the problems kick in. So you have to be very, very careful these days, man, because it's not like the 80s and the 90s anymore. It's very different. And the devil, he's playing a different game. You may think that you got it under control. Not necessarily. This is why the Most High says, examine yourselves whether you are in the faith. Examine yourself. That goes for the sisters too. The sisters, sometimes they lack patience. You have to slow down and be very patient and watch where you drop your foot. A lot of people who are great teachers and great speakers and beautiful brothers and sisters in the faith are no longer with us in faith. They have died in spirit. No longer here. So this thing in Iran, this is a telltale sign of just how serious things are getting I'm going to say around us. And I say that because that's their fight. That's their fight. It affects us too because we're on the earth and we're in the country with them too. But that's their fight, and that's a sign from the Most High that they're losing their power. That the confusion of faces that once zapped us has now zapped them. All we got to do is just rock in the Most High. The Most High says in the book of James 4:12, it says, "Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life." See, meaning the kingdom. And we all want to get there, but we all have to endure temptation. And there's many temptations, and the devil knows what buttons to push in your minds. You understand? Because the pressure is on, man. And I'm no better than any brother or sister out there. You understand? I'm a warrior just like you brothers and sisters. We all are warriors, and we're trying to get by. But the physical hand of the devil today, the ones who run and control this earth, they know just what to do to keep the engine going and keep the wheels turning and have you believe that this is the proper vessel to be on. In other words, they will convince you that America is it. They will convince you that this current system is it, and it's not. It's a lie. Everything is based on a damn lie. That's how they trick the people. But again, it says, "Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord has promised to them." Check it out. "Which the Lord has promised to them that love him." You have to love the Most High. You have to love the Most High. And to love the Most High is to be obedient to the Most High. To love the Most High is to keep the commandments of the Most High. And even when you fall, even when you at your lowest point, you got to hold on and still fight, claw, crawl to the Father. No matter how bad things get, no matter how much you mess up, no matter what people say about you, no matter how much money you have or how much money you lost, you have to always crawl back to the Most High. Get up, dust yourselves off, and start all over again. That's the beauty of our God. I don't know about the other religions and what they follow, but the beauty of our God is that you can always find mercy in the Most High. You could always find love in the Most High until you wear it out or you turn your back on the Most High. That's a whole different subject. 13th verse says, "Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of the Most High. For God cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth he any man." You can't blame it or put whatever you're going through on the Most High. I use this scripture for fruity boys, or the ones who say God made them a woman, but they're a man. And there's a woman trapped in him trying to make him a her. God cannot be tempted with evil. But in this world, they will tell you that men are born with lustful behaviors to be with the same sex. And I'm showing you with this or these couple of verses alone, that's a lie. That's a goddamn lie. The Most High cannot be tempted with evil. He's telling you that. There's no such thing as a woman trapped in a man's body. That's a demon trapped in you, trying to sucker you to change your physical or your physique into that opposite of what God created you to be, inside and outside. For God cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth he any man. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away. See? But every man or woman is tempted when he or she is drawn away of his own lust and entice. See? Of your own lust and entice. It would sure be nice to be a freak. It would sure be nice to have all this money and be a Jeff Epstein or a P. Diddy and have all the women and all the men worship me, or I worship them, or I freak off and I do things that are against scripture or against the laws because you follow the lust that the devil put in you and that most Americans or people in the world in general get caught up into, and they become enticed. Not hard to figure out. The whole world is structured that way. Then when lust has conceived, it bringeth forth sin, meaning breaking God's laws. And sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death. And that's where the whole world is running to now. That's where the whole world is running to now. So every black woman thought that Jasmine Crockett, got the wrong story up. Jasmine Crockett was the woman and she was the next Kamala, and you black men, you can't handle a strong black woman. The white man can't handle a strong black woman, but she was ghetto. She was boisterous. She was over the top. She was doing too much. And she was an embarrassment. She was a straight up embarrassment to the point her own party wanted her to go. Her own party wanted to go. Straight out of Congress. Top progressive concedes race after viral mockery for embarrassing defeat. Memes of Crockett with captions straight out of Congress quickly began circulating on X. I see how many of y'all saw the one where she's sitting on a bench outside of the unemployment line. How many of you saw that one, man? Oh, man. It says progressive star Representative Jasmine Crockett, Democratic Texas, has conceded her race for the U.S. Senate after suffering an embarrassing defeat to a lesser-known Democrat state rep, James Tallarico. I didn't even heard of this guy, and he beat her. He beat her. A second-term congresswoman widely known as one of the top voices in the Democratic Party, Crockett lost her primary to Tallarico. The defeat not only crushes Crockett's hope of serving in the Senate, but also places her political future in doubt as her House term ends in January. She's done. She's done. She's gonna act like a real fool before she go totally out, though. I guarantee you that. She's gonna act like a real fool. Al Green, remember the guy with the cane who's always disruptive in State of the Union? He's out. He's out. No job. Seems like the ones with the biggest mouths are done. The ones with the biggest mouths are done. So that's how the Most High gets down. That's how the Spirit gets down. And nobody was following them. No brothers and sisters really following them. But apparently a lot of black women was following her, and they're upset. Look at this. I thought this was fake, but it's not fake, I don't think. Check it out.
Jasmine Crockett losing to James Tallarico.
Republicans stole that election from her, plain and simple.
Unfortunately, this is what Republicans like to do. And so they specifically targeted Dallas County, and I think we all know why. So.
But Republicans don't vote in Democratic primaries. How could they rig it?
Trust me, they found a way. They always cheat. They're scared of a strong black woman in power.
Look at this beast. Look at this beast.
Found a way. They always cheat. They're scared of a strong black woman in power.
You hear that? A strong black woman in power. When will this end, man? I read earlier that the Most High is going to give us rest from all this BS. When is this going to end? This just keeps going on and on and on. It's just ridiculous, man. A strong black woman in power. Ain't nothing strong about her. She just got a big goddamn mouth that needs to be stopped. That's what the problem is. She don't shut her damn mouth. But anyway, let's move on. I don't got much. I'm going to bed in a little while. I just want to share a few things that was on my mind. Check this out right quick.
For a while, but as we get started, Trey, what should we know?
Yeah, Dana, good morning. You heard the general there saying that the Iranian regime is down 86% in their ballistic missile launching capabilities.
You know, I keep going back and forth with brothers, and I keep hearing that they're running out of ammo, the Iranians. And the same thing happened the last time. But brothers is under this impression that they got missiles for days and days and days and years. And I don't think that's the case. Then they were saying that China is supplying them with weapons, and that probably was true in the beginning, but China's not flying over all that artillery and that rocket fire from America and dropping off, weapons for them to shoot at Israel. That's not happening. So I don't know, maybe I'm confused or maybe I got it wrong. I don't know what news sources brothers are watching. I don't know what's going on, but I don't think that's the case at all. I don't think so. But let's just listen to a little bit more.
Since day one of Operation Fury, still the Israelis are taking some incoming fire. We've seen interceptions overhead here in Tel Aviv, but the Israelis are also going on the offensive, striking new targets around the capital of Tehran and going after many of the air defense systems that are left near to the Iranian capital. A top spokesman for the Israeli military gave a new update about the war today, saying this.
100 hours of fighting behind us, the Israeli Defense Force is facing forward. We started strong and we continue strong. We operate according to the orderly fighting plan in tight coordination and cooperation with the U.S. Army. We still have many targets and goals.
There's some rat bastards. I like I always say, I don't believe that the people on the Gaza Strip, I don't believe that the Iranians, I don't believe that the Iraqis are so historically was so terrible that they got such a bad rap from the powers that be that control the media, that control the news, that control the narratives. I think that the powers that be, which are usually white, have an agenda. And I think Iran was the last rebellious stronghold in that area, and they had to be removed just like Iraq was removed. The Saudis, they pretty much caved into Esau or the system, and they're no threat. They're no threat. But I think the small hats, as well as America, want to lock that area down so bad that they will do practically anything. And Iran is the last stronghold that needs to be toppled and gotten rid of. That's what I personally believe. And I believe that these guys are gangsters. These guys, I'm talking about the small hats, they're gangsters. And they always have been gangsters. And America is in their back pocket. In their back pocket. That's why they will not stop this situation, because behind the scenes, everybody's getting money, man. Everybody's getting money. Or the small hats are in there so deep, they control America. They control the presidents. So you're not stopping this situation. Just like the Epstein files. Nobody's going to jail on a serious level behind that. You had a Rothschild that was caught in that scandal. In that scandal. You know the history. I keep bringing it up. You know the history. Dudes want to be freaks. And they want to steal, and they want to rob, and they want to kill, and they want to. The world is their playground. The world is their playground. And if you can't see who the wicked is at this point, something is wrong with you. If you can't see what's going on behind the scenes, something is wrong with you. So things will stop when they want it to stop. Most High's will. Most High's will. But there's no compassion, there's no love, there's no mercy. Because the physical arm of the devil, that's who rules this world. That's who rules this world. And nothing is going to change that. So they're talking about, they're trying to stop it, and maybe we can come to some terms or agreement. It says U.S. Senate vote fails to rein in Trump war power on Iran. They're not going to stop this. The only way Most High's will this will slow down is if bodies are on the ground in Iran after they place boots on the sand of Iran. You know, I heard a very interesting point today, that today's wars are very different. They're trying to refrain or back off from boots on the ground and use drones and missiles. War is very technical today. It's not the old World War II days where you have G.I. Joe running against or running through a damn forest or some damn jungle on a beachfront like Iwo Jima. It's very different now. It's not the same like 50 years ago, 60 years ago. That's why the drones are so relative in these wars anymore. And Iran is very, very clever in making drones. America makes drones too, but not as detailed and refined as Iran and China. America's trying to catch up. And I heard something else that was interesting. America's not ready for a ground war. Enlistment was at an all-time high in America. We touched on that some time ago. So they're not ready for a ground war. Then America's youth, they're out of shape, they're crazy as hell, and they're lazy. We all know that. I see these idiots at the recruiting center looking stupid as hell. Looking stupid as hell. Check out what this says. Check it out. I'm doing this off the cuff. He says, the U.S. military is experiencing its most severe recruitment crisis since the end of the draft in 1973. The U.S. military is experiencing its most severe recruitment crisis since the end of the draft in 1973, driven by a perfect storm of a tight labor market, low youth eligibility due to obesity. Look at this. Can you believe this? Due to obesity, drug use, or aptitude. So all around, out of shape, drugs, and don't have the mind for it. This is America. So it's no wonder Trump is saying we got to make America great again. Shalom, Don. You see this, man? You see this? This is America. The white man, let me tell you something, man. America is powerful, don't get me wrong, because you got them old school dinosaur generals. They tough as nails, man. They wanted to go back to the 1950s, but the kids today, they got purple hair, green hair. They hooked on damn PlayStation. It's a goddamn shame. Oh my God, look at this. You can't make this up, man. But this is the reality of what the hell is going on. This is what they fear. This is what they fear. I heard, I don't know, I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying it's true, so don't quote me on this. But I heard one reason they were trying to get the migrants over the damn hump was to throw them in the military. That's what I heard. But this is crazy. It's drug use of the white kids. This is why they in the hood trying to recruit you damn Hispanics. They know you love the white man. They know the mitas love the white man in America. But these Hispanics, they ain't stupid. They're not going to fall for that. Definitely not the black man. But you see them in the recruiting centers sometimes. You see them looking. Oh, every time I pass the recruiting centers, there's always blacks and Hispanics jogging around the park, doing jumping jacks, just trying to be American as possible. And this is in falling interest. The Army missed its 2023 goal by 15,000, forcing branches to lower standards. Lower the standards. They're too dumb, weak, and drug out to make it with the regular standards. So they had to lower the standards. That's how weak the American youth are as far as soldiers. Increasing bonuses and leverage social media influencers. Make America great again. Fewer than 1 in 4 Americans aged 17 to 24 are eligible to serve without a waiver, largely due to physical, academic, and conduct issues. The youth is broken, man. See, this is what I'm talking about, or what I was talking about the other day. I had to delete that video because YouTube shut down the sound because of copyright issues. But this is what I'm talking about. They make movies like G.I. Jane inspire you. GIs were unavailable. Their commanding officers, so they created the poverty draft by destroying manufacturing jobs and dumbing down America. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. But they dumbed the kids down so low, and they put women over them so high, and they increase fruity tooty behavior to the level where you got mamsy-pamsy, weak, poor excuses for young men today. Low propensity to serve, favorable views of the military among Gen Z dropped from 46% to 35% between 2016 and 2021. I love it. I love it, man. It's a goddamn shame. This is absolutely shameful, man. Absolutely shameful. You ever walk by and you see the ones who are stupid enough to join the military, and you see how weak they look? I'll be sitting in the car and I'll look at them, and I say, "Look at that! Look at that! I can beat the hell out of all 3 of them with no problem." You see them with M16s in Penn Station, looking for terrorists like they're fully prepared. Just a goddamn joke. You think the world don't see that? You think the world don't see how weak and pathetic Americans have become, black and white? You think that, what do you think the Russians think when they see this? Huh? Like I said, don't sleep. We're weak too now as a people. We're weak too now because the Most High, he zapped us too now. So don't think because America is weak and falling apart, it doesn't affect us too. Because the curses, they're still on us. You know how Negroes hate that curse word. They hate it. I told you, try it out. Say we curse. They don't want to hear that. But we curse too. So there's no getting around this. God exists and the curses exist. Go through this again. Deuteronomy 28:20 says, the Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexations, and rebuke in all that thou settest thy hand unto do, meaning you want to be an entrepreneur. You want to fly the sky. You want to change America. You want to bring the races together so we can love and eat cheesecake together and sip Kool-Aid and put away the race barriers. There's no such thing as a black race or a white race. It's just one race, the human race. And John 3:16 lullabies you want to sing to each other. Most High said that ain't going to happen. The Most High created nations, and he set the bounds of the nations by the children of Israel, tells you in the Bible. Then the Bible tells you in the book of Isaiah, I think it's 14, that every nation shall go back to their own land. It could be 13. I think it's 13, Isaiah 13. And every people shall turn to his own people. And even now, most people generally want to be with their own people. So the black man, he's not changing anything. And I'm pulling this up to show you that you can have 1,000 Jasmine Crockett's, but they're not going to read the curses. They're not going to believe in the curses. So the Lord said, whatever you set your hand to do, it's not going to come to pass. Because the Most High set up barriers and he set up how far we can go. No matter how you feel or what you think, that's the way it is. Hell no, he ain't going to join no damn military. The super elite, they don't fight. They want to fill those ranks in with people like us. They warriors now. I'm not saying the white man is not a warrior. When he was a Greek, he was a warrior. And a damn good one, just in wickedness. So I'm not taking that away. Check out his history. This man is a warrior. They have schools, military schools, where they study. They study Alexander. They study Spartacus. They study all the greats. They study Richard the Lionhearted. They study all the military greats. They study Alexander the Great. They study Hannibal. They'll send their children to the top military schools to be generals and brigadier generals. They will do that. I'm not talking about a president. I'm talking about the ones who get down, get down. You ever watch these documentaries with the Green Berets and the assassins that go out there and make it happen? That's what they do, man. This ain't no joke. This man is trained to be a demon and a beast. And he will rock out like that. They got assassins that go all around the world and take out the enemy of the United States, whether he was an Iraqi or someone in Iran. You saw that footage today where in Iran they were having a meeting to see who's going to be the next leader. And they were huddled up in a building. You know, the damn devil blew that goddamn building up. They got to start all over again. Every time they try to set up a leader, they smoke him. They smoke him. So I don't want to hear no garbage about, he's a homosexual. He can't fight. You stupid if you believe that. They were no damn joke. You can't play on the station and talk about warrior, and the closest thing you came to war with, at the closest position you ever experienced in war was PlayStation or Call of Duty. That don't make no sense. So I don't listen to the average Negro. I don't listen to him because this man is a warrior, man. And he lives on war. That one is in somebody's head. So don't get caught up into what these brothers are saying, man. These brothers are insane. Don't get locked into what these brothers are saying. The real deal is what we are seeing now. We're seeing it. It's just the Most High. He's controlling everything, man. He's controlling everything. So, including how long this is going to go. At first I thought it was going to go 2 weeks. Then they were saying 5 months. Now they're saying about a month and a half, 2 months. They're saying. I don't know. Even the greats are saying they don't know. They don't know. If I had to guess, I'd say 2 months. 2 months to wrap it up. But you got brothers convincing me that Iran is going to win. There's no way Iran is going to win against the beast. Now, especially if Iran is attacking Saudi Arabia, attacking all the neighboring Arab countries to the point where they're pissed the hell off. Then they attacked one NATO country. I can't remember what it was. Pakistan or something like that. I think it was Pakistan. So they're crashing out, put it that way. Anybody who supports the U.S. or has a military base in that supports the U.S., they crashing out on. But I keep telling y'all, this is the beast, man. The beast is not going to go out without a fight. I believe they have scholars. It's just me saying this now. I could be wrong. I believe they have scholars that go deep into scripture, deep into prophecy, and they're trying their best to offset prophecy. That's what I believe. I might be wrong, but I believe that they're trying their damn hardest to offset prophecy. And even them, among themselves, they saying, what the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? This can't be happening, or why is the world like this? And I believe that they know they're Esau, or the children of Edom. I believe they know that they are the children of Edom. And because they know that, they want to try to stop this thing. What would you do if you were a damn devil? What would you do? Wouldn't you try to stop the Most High? Wouldn't you try to stop prophecy? Wouldn't you try to poison and inject garbage into the chosen people of God? The so-called Negro, Hispanic, and Native. Wouldn't you try to do that to offset prophecy? So the Most High got it that, it's not going to go down that way. The Most High has it that you're going to have them annihilate each other. So they trying to stop this now in this, the Senate, and it's not happening right now. The Most High shut that down. But it says a bipartisan resolution aimed at limiting President Donald Trump's ability to wage war in Iran has failed in the U.S. Senate as the strike continue. Can't stop it. Can't stop it. The war powers measure was rejected in a 53-47 vote, largely along party lines. It would have halted the U.S. military action in Iran without congressional approval. Can't stop it. You know when it'll get out of hand? If it's long and drawn out, or if boots hit the ground. If boots hit the ground, people are going to start complaining, especially Americans. They're going to complain. They don't want their sons to go over there and fight a long war. While Barron, the brother asked a question about Barron, while Barron sits home and eats Cheetos. They don't want that. The country's changed. The country is not the same as it used to be. People are not patriotic and they want to go over there and fight wars, especially Black and Hispanics. They don't want to do that. It's not the 50s anymore. They see there's no benefit in it. What benefit is there in being patriotic today? That's the big question. What is the benefit in being patriotic? Nothing.
The regime's arrays, and we will continue dismantling its capabilities until the existential threats to the state of Israel are removed.
With the war ongoing, there are now questions swirling in Iran about who's leading the country right now, with much of the leadership taken out in American and Israeli strikes. One name, Murtaza Khamenei, the son of the Ayatollah who was killed over the weekend, is said to be the man who will ultimately get the nod from the clerics that are left. We do understand he is a hardliner with deep ties to Iran's security forces. The streets of Tehran broadly empty today as civilians remain indoors. This campaign is expected to intensify in the days ahead, and top Iranian leadership that remains alive still threatening the United States.
They have officially declared war and have begun war. If anyone, through words or actions that align with the wishes of this criminal enemy, the United States and the Zionist regime, acts accordingly, they will be regarded as standing in the enemy's line. They must be dealt with according to revolutionary and Islamic principles applicable during wartime.
While the Israelis are looking east at Iran, they're also looking north at the Iran-backed Lebanese militant group Hezbollah that continues to launch cross-border attacks. We know
Yeah, Hezbollah is on the scene now, man. These see, I guarantee you, if we were to probe my face up for this, if we were to probe just how these people got their power, that's one. Two, how much evil they have done behind the scenes, I think the whole truth will come out that they are the little Satan. They are the little Satan. I think the whole truth will come out that they are the little Satan. And, they give little tidbits of this stuff on YouTube, but check this out real quick. As far as how they started and what happened, check this out. I found this interesting. Check this out. But they give it out, man. But I guarantee you, if we were to dig deep into the history of these people as far as their relations with the so-called Arab world, we'd find out that there are a lot of evils that they have done to these Palestinians. There's a lot of evil they have done to the Arabs. There are a lot of evils that they have done to Iraq and Iran. And they've been very strategic and calculating in gaining power, not just in Israel, but all over the world. All over the world. Check it out.
The State of Israel was founded by terrorists. No, this is not hyperbole. No, this is not a metaphor. The State of Israel was founded by terrorist groups. Before Israel's founding in 1948, there were three main Zionist paramilitary groups. These were known as the Haganah, the Lehi, and the Irgun. It was these three paramilitary organizations that merged together and later became what we now know as the IDF, or Israeli Defense Forces. It was these three paramilitary groups who were designated as terrorist organizations by both the UK and the United Nations that would become responsible for implementing Plan Dalit, the blueprint for the ethnic cleansing of Palestine. In July of 1938, the Irgun bombed two vegetable markets in Haifa and Jerusalem, respectively, killing 80 people in total. In July of 1946, the Irgun bombed the King David Hotel in Jerusalem, killing 91 people. Also in 1947, the Lehi tried sending letter bombs to the White House to try and assassinate President Truman for not supporting their efforts to build a Jewish state in Palestine. In January of 1948, the Haganah bombed the Semiramis Hotel in Jerusalem, killing 25 people. In April of 1948, both the Irgun and Lehi attacked the village of Deir Yassin and massacred over 110 Palestinians. And in September of 1948, the Lehi assassinated a man who rescued 31,000 people from a Nazi concentration camp in World War II, including over 500 Jews. Volk Bernadotte, a United Nations mediator who the Lehi accused of having a pro-Arab stance during the ceasefire negotiations at the end of 1948. The leader of the Haganah, David Ben-Gurion, became Israel's first prime minister. The leader of the Irgun, Menachem Begin, became Israel's sixth prime minister from 1977 until 1983. And the leader of the Lehi, Yitzhak Shamir, would become Israel's seventh prime minister from 1983 until 1984, and from 1988 until 1992.
Isn't that something? All that evil. And yet, America sends billions of dollars to that land. All that evil, and with the control of the media, we look at Iran as the boogeyman of the whole earth. All that evil, and men like Gaddafi are assassinated and taken out of place because he would have definitely interfered with the monetary system over in Africa. All that evil, and we see Saddam Hussein as evil. We see bin Laden as evil, even though they control the media and have the ability to make you believe who is evil and who is not evil. All that evil, and no one talks about it. Nobody talks about it. So I'm saying you can't believe everything that you hear. You can't believe everything that you see. But you can believe in God. You can always believe in God. Because God doesn't lie, and there's no ill dealings when it comes to God. And if anything, God reveals the evil. God reveals what's really happening on this earth. One day he's going to reveal on a higher level who we are. One day our brothers and sisters are going to run out of money, and they're going to run out of time, and they're going to have to realize who we really are. They're going to see that these Africans are not their friends. We don't have any friends. The majority of nations have done dirt to us, but that part of history, that's not revealed or let loose, just like this portion of history of evil on this earth has not been released or revealed to the world, because the media is controlled by the powers that be. The courts are controlled by the powers that be. The banks are controlled by the powers that be. But one day, it's all going to come out. It's all going to come out. And the true and living God, Yahweh, is going to shine so bright that the whole world is going to know that God is in control. All right, brothers and sisters, that's all I got for you tonight, man. I'll hit you brothers up tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow night, and we'll go forward from here. If anybody's doing Purim late, I hope you're having a beautiful, high holy day. Whoever's watching, as always, hit that like button. If you stumble on this video, if you like it, please hit the like button or subscribe. It helps with the algorithms, and it stops them from giving me a hard time. But you brothers and sisters, you stay strong, man. And let's see what happens between now and Saturday, especially Saturday. Let's see how far the Most High takes this thing. Because at the end of the day, it's the Most High. It's always the Most High. But let's see how far he takes this. And I pray that every brother and sister of the nation of Israel, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives, God's true chosen people, I pray that you stay strong and the Most High protect you and your families and give you wisdom to be strong in these last days. Understand? To be strong in these last days. That's right. Kwame Asherala. You understand? We gonna get it, man. We gonna get it because the Most High is spanking that ass. He's spanking that ass and lovely. The Most High, he keeps throwing bones for us, meaning blessings through the judgment of the heathen. Through the judgment of the heathen who has touched the apple of the Most High's eye. Hey, Shalom, I didn't see, I didn't check Facebook. Shalom, Margaret. Shalom. But y'all stay strong and watch that news. Don't just watch the left, watch the right, watch the right, watch the left. And check out what's happening in the news. Also, open Rumble accounts. I tell you, brothers and sisters, all the time, open a Rumble account, because that's where you can say what you want to say on Rumble. And you got some pretty good stuff on Rumble, man. So check out the Rumble streams just like you're on YouTube. You'll be surprised what you stumble onto in Rumble. There's a lot of free speech, and they go in on there. So check out Rumble. All right. So that's all I got for you today. You brothers and sisters, stay strong. I'm out.
Reach into my pocket. Read to him the 29th scroll, 6th verse.
Beware the beast man, for he is the devil's pawn. Alone among God's primates, he kills for sport, or lust, or greed. Yea, he will murder his brother to possess his brother's land. Let him not breed in great numbers, for he will make a desert of his home and yours. Shun him. Drive him back into his jungle lair, for he is the harbinger of death.
I found nothing in the cave to alter that conception of man, and I still live by its injunction.